So this is Nayumi Cee once again, and for today's topic, we'll talk about 8 tips on how to pass call center assessments. So this is as per request by Miss Shaina Mercado. So I hope you'll be able to watch this video because this is dedicated for you, and of course to all of those who are looking for a call center job right now as well, and those who are about to take an online assessment as well. So all of the tips that I'll be giving you is based on my own experience when I took online assessment, and that was with my first job at Concentrix. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so tip number 1 is manage the time given to you to complete the assessment. So we are all given certain time in order to finish that said assessment. Let's say we are given 30 minutes to 45 minutes to complete it. We are given at least 25 minutes to complete it, or even just 1 minute to 3 minutes in order to complete a certain assessment. And in order for us to get higher chances of passing the assessment, we should be able to complete it on time, or much better if we'll be able to complete it ahead of time. Because if ever that you didn't able to finish that said assessment within the given time, then you might fail that assessment, even if your answers are good enough. Okay, so learn to manage the time given to you. Next tip is that I'd like you to be aware of this, because assessments test your logical reasoning and problem solving skill. So yes, you have to take note of this. Most of the employers do these tests, in order to test your thinking skills, your thinking capability, and your ways, or how are you going to solve a certain problem. Because in an assessment, you'll be given a certain situation or a certain scenario wherein you have to showcase your abilities. You have to answer the given situation the best you can. And of course, in order for you to do it, you have to think. And the way you think, the way you respond, the way you solve the problem, that is what the employers are looking for. So they are very much particular on how you answer it, like your pronunciation, your grammar, the word usage, or the word you are using, the words you are using, But then, the bottom line really is, how do you resolve the issue? So, that's it. It's difficult to explain, huh? Okay, number 3 tip is also, assessments are done in order for the employer to determine your personality traits that make you fit for the role. So, showcase your positive traits as well. So, before you even take the assessment, you should be able to have prior knowledge as to what are those characteristics or traits your employer is looking for you. Because if your qualities or if your characteristics don't match with the role that they are looking for, or the role that they are giving to you, then you might not get hired. So the best thing to do is really do research first prior to any assessments, and that you should be able to relate all of the traits that call center companies are looking for to a certain person. You should have that trait with you. So what are those traits that call center employers or call center companies are looking for a person. Most of the time, it's the ability to cope up with changes, because it really tests your flexibility. You should be able to be adaptable to change. What I mean by that is you might be given a situation, or you might be given a task that you have to report to work at 8 o'clock in the evening, 10 o'clock in the morning, or even 3 o'clock in the morning. So you have to be flexible enough. You have to have that attitude of being a team player. What do you mean by being a team player? What I mean by that is you should be able to get along with people. You should be able to work with teams, with people, because you'll be working with teams. That's why you really have to have those traits. If you are like something like an introvert just like me, then try to be extrovert for a moment at least. If you know what I mean. Okay, so we're just at tip number 3, so let's proceed with tip number 4. You have to read the instruction carefully. Some made mistakes by not following the exact details and how it is supposed to be done. So most of us really get super excited in answering those questions, especially if we are familiar with those questions, or we know exactly how to answer that particular question, and we tend to forget what is in the instruction. And guess what? If ever that you answered excellently but you didn't follow the instruction, you might fail the assessment. So it's best really for you to read and understand the instruction before you even made an answer. Made an answer? Before you even answer. Okay, pardon me about that. Okay, next tip is tip number 5. Prepare ahead of time so you won't be overwhelmed when you're actually taking the test. So, if you're listening to this video right now, comment down below. Because I'd like to congratulate you, because you are already preparing yourself ahead of time, knowing that you're already listening to this video as you are waiting for your upcoming online assessment. So congratulations. And yes, you really have to prepare ahead of time. Preparation is the key most of the time in order for you to succeed, in order for you to pass any assessments, even exams. Of course, you really have to prepare, review, and all. And so you won't be overwhelmed, because you might be overwhelmed, and if you will be overwhelmed, then chances are you might not pass the assessment. So I don't want you to experience that, so make sure that you prepare. So next tip is take note that most applicants fail during this part. So practice. So really, even if you already passed the final interview, I mean, you are almost up to the final interview, but then you are given the chance to take the online assessment first. So you are good at answering interview questions, but if you're not that good in answering assessments, then you might fail as well. Because one of the criteria in order for you to pass and be able to land a job offer is for you to pass call center assessment. And so if you pass the interview and you didn't pass the assessment, then you're not qualified to get the job offer. And so you should be able to pass both, like the initial, final interview, along with final assessments or online assessments. So take note that most applicants fail. So you really have to prepare, I believe. Number 7 is focus on what's in front of you. Don't panic. Don't get distracted by others surrounding you. This is applicable if you are a walk-in applicant, because chances are there are a lot of people taking online tests or online assessments as well, and you might be able to hear them talking. There are people around you, you might get distracted, but please don't be. Please focus on what's in front of you. Just think of the situation where you are in and make the most out of it. Okay, but if you are the one doing online assessments at home, then it's way more comfortable, and you should be able to answer it the best you can, right? So tip number 8, or this is the last tip. Pardon me about the background noise. Okay, so please don't hesitate if something confuses you. They'll appreciate your initiative and will think you're making sure you're doing the right thing. So it's really the best if you ask questions. If you're like hesitant, you feel shy because the interviewer might think like you can't get it, even if the instruction is way too simple, then please don't think that way, because your interviewer will appreciate that, and definitely he or she might might let you pass it. So that's it. And by the way, we have a Facebook page named Nayumi Cee. Please visit that page, like that page as well. You can send me direct message there if you have questions. If you would like me to refer you as well, you can give me your full name as well as your contact details, so I can forward it over with our recruitment team. So they'll contact you like within the day for an initial phone interview and be able to land a job as quickly as you can. Okay? Alright, so by the way, please make sure to share this video, like this video if you liked it. If you don't, then dislike is okay with me. Follow me in my social media accounts if that's okay with you. Comment down below. I will really appreciate that. And of course, when you subscribe to my channel, please make sure to turn on the notification bell button. And so, yes, this is me once again. Oh, and Nayumi Cee once again. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. And I hope you'll be able to pass that call center assessment of yours. Bye for now.